So on the bus ride there, everybody's talking and having a good time. That's fiction number one.
Yes.
They call, fat people like Happy Meal. They go that have got all these crazy names. Does that happen?
Oh, yeah. One of the first things we're told when we're on the island, you will not discriminate by race, sex, sexual orientation, none of that. Good afternoon, sir, recruit. And he's like, shut up.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Off Air Podcast. I'm Slater.
Marjo.
Today, a very special guest, 19-year-old Clayton Cowdrey, just graduated boot camp from the U.S. Marine Corps.
Yep. Really interesting story, just hearing about how he ended up joining the boot camp process, and then kind of his career took an interesting turn after that.
Yes. We're getting into how a little honesty might not be the best policy at some points. Also, the Netflix series Boots, we're going to see how that sort of compares to actual real-life Marine boot camp in Parris Island. So, great episode for you guys. If you like and subscribe, help the channel grow. This is the Off Air Podcast. We appreciate it. All right, sitting in front of us is a big bad Marine. I have the ultimate respect for anyone in the military, man. I just do. So welcome to the podcast.
Pleasure to be here.
It's a strong handshake, huh? 19-year-old Clayton Cowdrey graduated from the U.S. Marine Corps in October of 2024. So that makes you 19 years old.
Yes, sir.
Boots is a Netflix show that's on right now. It's an 8-episode series that took place in 1990. It's based on the story of a real-life Marine who was a closeted gay guy back in the late 70s.
I think the book was called The Pink Marine, right?
Yeah, The Pink Marine. Mm-hmm. It's a pretty popular series right now. You're not LGBTQ, but no. I was sort of wanted to get you on here to say, like, how realistic is this stuff? But before we get into the Boots series, had you always wanted to be in the U.S. military, in the Marines in particular?
Yes, I always did.
Yeah.
So my uncle was a state trooper. He still is. And I got a lot of inspiration from him. And he told me his biggest regret was not enlisting into the military. He always told me he wanted to go Navy. He wanted to be in the military. I was like, I want to one-up him. So I went Marines.
I love that.
Yeah. Why did he find that regretful?
So it gives you a super strong backbone when you're going into any government job like that. So when you're taking all like your tests and stuff for state troopers and all that, veterans, they get bonus points on that. They seem more qualified for the job. They're kind of favored opposed to somebody who had never been in that kind of role before.
So it's pretty rare to want to be a Marine in high school, yes? Or is it not? How many people? I mean, someone has to join, right? I don't know where does that desire come from, or when does it happen? Are most people recruited into the Marines, or do
a lot of people are recruited in? I kind of just wanted to do it. That was my own decision. I never really sat down with a recruiter and he had to convince me to do it. They came to our school, did some pull-ups, and I was talking to the recruiter because I told him, like, I want to be a Marine. Like, how can I make that happen? And, I go to Springfield with them because they were having, like, this big, it's called Poolee functions. Before you join the Marine Corps and go off to boot camp, you can be in the delayed entry program, and that makes you a Poolee. So I went into a workout with a bunch of Marines. I thought it was like the coolest thing I've ever done. Yeah. So I signed up for the delayed entry. I was in that for 1 year. And all I did was work out with a bunch of Marines, sit down with the recruiters, help talk people into coming with me. Because if you get somebody to sign up too, you get a promotion. So I was like,
There you go.
So I got two of my buddies.
Buy one, get one. Yeah.
I got two of my buddies to go with me.
Was that easy to convince them?
One of them, yes. The other, no.
Yeah, but he eventually went.
Yep.
And are they both happy about that decision still?
One of them is.
Just feel bad. I would just feel bad if somebody, if I convinced somebody to do it, then they hated it or something like that. But I guess you're still ultimately making the decision at the end of the day, right?
I mean, when you're convincing someone to join the Marine Corps, I cannot think of anything more difficult than that. I mean, like, you know, that's a big
Well,
ask.
we had previously on a previous episode, we had a woman who joined the military who also joined with her best friend from college. Remember, they went to different branches,
Yeah.
but still, they decided to join at the same time.
Yes, decided to. Like, he had to get one of the buddies to go.
Yeah.
You know, and is he the one that is enjoying it, or
Oh, he loves it.
he loves it?
Oh,
The
so
other one
there you
doesn't.
go.
No.
So the other one that was willing to go doesn't like it anymore.
The one that wasn't really willing
Yeah.
still doesn't like it.
Oh, he still doesn't like it. Okay. Yeah. So you said you did pull-ups when the
Yeah, I did pull-ups, and I was talking to the recruiter. He like gave me a coffee mug. I felt pretty cool about that.
Yeah.
And he was like, if you want to do an actual workout with like a bunch of Marines, feel free this Saturday. We're having a pulley function, and we're going to have a couple of guys from the fleet. They're going to come. They're going to run you through some fitness standards and all that. I was like, okay.
how many pull-ups did you do?
I think I did like 17.
Wow.
There's minimums that they were testing you against when you did this,
Yes.
basically?
17 is a lot.
17 is a lot.
Like, most people
Can't do 17 pull-ups.
can't do like 3.
Yeah, probably.
And the numbers skyrockets at boot camp. I actually lost a little during boot camp. I went 16 for my first fitness test. Then
Yeah.
I did 23 for my last fitness test.
And it's these, not
Yep.
these.
Yep.
Which
Only
is a
pull-ups.
huge difference. Marjo is, you know, obviously a gym rat. I go to the gym.
Yeah.
Like,
but I use assistance bands to help me do pull-ups. I'm not doing that without them.
But I mean, the difference between these and these are just.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I think, you know, just tremendously different. But
So right from the beginning, there was a big fitness was kind of like the first thing they were talking about.
Oh,
when
absolutely.
you talked about joining.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I've always loved going to the gym. Fitness was a big part of my life. So to hear they get paid to just like work out and stuff, I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah. For sure.
okay, so I didn't know that about you. Yeah. So you liked fitness before this.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So you weren't like a couch potato, Sam, and join the Marines.
Yeah, I don't know if you can really. You got to have like some base level of fitness, right? I mean,
You would think that, but then you get to boot camp and you see a lot of couch potatoes.
really.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What? See, if I was a couch potato, I wouldn't be like, "Yep, the Marines is for me." I mean, I would have gone a different route, but hey.
What's a so have you seen like Full Metal Jacket?
I have, yeah.
Yeah.
I would say personally, Full Metal Jacket is the most realistic movie out there.
I mean, that's like that was the thing. Like, that was the quote of the movie, the most realistic war movie ever made.
Yes.
Like, that
Oh,
was
that's how it like marketed
that
itself.
was the quote. Yeah, in 1987. Yeah, R. Lee Ermey in Full Metal Jacket. So this new series on Netflix called Boots takes place in 1990, and when they're going to Parris Island, so everybody who's a Marine goes to Parris Island.
No, so it's split up in the country. There's East Coast, West Coast. If you are on the West Coast portion of the country, you will go to San Diego for your recruit training. If you're on the East Coast, you go to Parris Island.
Gotcha. So on the bus ride there, everybody's talking and having a good time. That's fiction number one.
Yes.
All right, tell us about the bus ride there.
So we landed at Atlanta, Georgia for our airport, and there's always all these signs everywhere, Marine Corps recruits, and there's arrows, and you go wait in a tiny room,
Yep.
and there's one person there telling you, shut up, don't move, just stay still. Then you're in that room for about an hour-ish. Takes a long time. A drill instructor will walk in his dress blue Charlies, and he'll be like, first 3 rows, stand up, get in a line, make your way to the bus. And so you do, and you have to be quiet through this whole thing. And the nerves start really hitting in.
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
oh, this is getting real.
Yeah.
And then you get on the bus, and you're like, oh no. I actually signed up for this.
Yeah.
And then they get on the bus. They're like, you're not going to talk. You're not going to move around. Cross your arms and put your head on your lap. Don't lift your head. And so you're just staring at your lap the entire bus ride. It's supposed to be a 45-minute bus ride from the airport to Parris Island. The ride really takes like 3 hours because you're staring down. You don't know where you're going. They're trying to disorientate you. Then you feel the bus finally stop. And that's where all the regret comes in.
Yeah. That's where the realization of regret comes in, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Like at that point, how bad did you want to be home on the couch?
Well, so keep in mind, you haven't slept for a day because you're traveling the whole day.
Yeah.
You start your day probably at like 6 or 7 in the morning, and by the time I was on the island, it was 1 in the morning.
Yeah.
So I haven't slept at all, and that only makes it so much worse.
Yeah.
And the bus stops, one drill instructor walks in, and right off rip starts screaming. The next words to come out of your mouth are, yes, sir, no, sir, aye, sir. You're no longer an individual. You are now a recruit.
Yeah.
The words I, me, my will not come out of your mouth. And they're like, get off my bus, just screaming right off rip. You're rushed off the bus. You're freaking out. You're like, what do I do? You go, you run to the yellow footprints, and you're kind of like frozen in fear kind of on there. There's drill instructors standing on random pillars screaming at you.
Intense, needless to say, right?
Very
when you got there,
intense.
I remember the yellow footprints thing from the Netflix series. Did I, me, mine ever come out of your mouth by accident?
No, it did.
It did.
And I learned it's not going to happen again real quick.
Like, well, what did he say? What did the instructor say?
So this was actually a couple weeks into boot camp, and accidentally said me. And my drill instructor was like, me? Then they locked me in a closet doing a wall sit. So lights off.
For how long?
They actually forgot about me, so it was probably like 40 minutes or something like that.
You did a
my
wall
God,
sit
your
for 40
quads
minutes.
must have
Huh?
been on
Well,
fire.
I was like crying. I was sweating. I was
Yeah.
crying. And
Oh my
they
God,
went out
dude.
to go to chow for lunch chow, and they were like counting off, and they're missing someone. And my drill instructor, he opens up the closet, and I'm there just like shaking, sweating, and he goes, he broke character kind of. He goes, I'm not gonna lie, I forgot about you.
And you were like, and then everyone at Chow was like, who's that dude who got locked in a wall squat room in the dark? And you went, me. Just kidding. It was,
This recruit.
No, that went right over my head.
and you went, yeah, this recruit. Yeah. This recruit asked for, So like in the series, like they call, fat people like Happy Meal. They go that have got all these crazy names. Does that happen?
Oh yeah.
I didn't even know there was fat people in
Arguably
the
worse. Oh no, there's quite a few. And they lose all that weight really quick.
Yeah.
And if you can't lose it, so there was a kid in my platoon, bigger kid, I'd say. And we were doing our final fitness test, and he missed the run time by 30 seconds.
Oh my gosh.
He's had a little too much weight. He couldn't do it. So he got dropped from our platoon to go to a place called MRP, which is the male recovery platoon. And they'll make you lose weight. All you don't do regular recruit training. You just work out and run to get you physically fit to go back to an actual training company.
And then do they start all over again when they go back up to the...
Generally, you're reset 1 week back.
Got ya.
What time you get up in the morning?
It really varied, but around 04, I'd say, is a rough estimate.
Every single
That's
day?
4:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you knew.
That's every single day?
Every single day except for Sunday. We get a little leniency on Sunday. Probably like 6 in the morning on Sundays.
What time you going to bed?
Really depends. Weekdays, no later than 8 or 9. And during the crucible and stuff like that, if we're like doing something like serious or like at night, it'll be really late. But during regular training, I'd say no later than 9.
Crucible is the final test.
Yes.
So they seem to be screwing around at night a lot in boots.
That part is very accurate.
Yeah?
Oh yeah. If
So
we
you
could
guys-
if we could get away with something, we were trying to get away with it.
Like what?
So we don't have time to talk during the day. Like if you're caught talking or goofing around, you're either on your face doing push-ups 30 seconds after you're caught, or there's intensive training, we call it IT, and if you're caught goofing off, you're going to the front quarterdeck of the squad bay, and you're getting drilled and drilled and drilled. Push-ups, jumping jacks, mountain climbers, sit-ups, and you're just rotating through all of it.
Yeah. So nobody's really messing around too much.
No.
Because nobody wants to get stuck doing that.
But at night, the drill instructors, they go in the drill instructor hut, and the lights are off. And sometimes, you sneak around the squad bay, talk to one of your buddies for a little bit, but really at the end of the day, all you want to do is sleep.
Sleep, yeah.
There seems to be a theme where anytime someone is in the Marines or an Army or any sort of branch in the military, during boot camp, they call their girlfriend or their wife, and they find out that she's with somebody else.
That's very common.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I know at least 3 people that got letters where they found out they're getting broken up with or they got cheated on.
That's rough, dude.
It is rough.
So the movie Jarhead, do you remember that?
I do, yes.
And you know the scene I'm talking about, where the guy watches,
yeah,
somebody else have relations with his wife, and that happens in Boots as well. Where some of the drill instructions would say, "Listen, it's time to break up with your girlfriend because you're probably not going to have one by the end of this."
Absolutely.
So that is a real thing, huh?
Yeah, we were told that. That is 100% a real thing.
It didn't happen to you, did it?
No.
Good.
Just checking.
What else was sort of fact and fiction about the? You binge watched the series.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So give us the definite fiction parts.
The definite fiction parts is all the free time, all the talking. I mean, it's a show they got to build the characters, but that would not cut it in real life. Like, that's never going to happen. You're caught talking. You're getting pulled out to the sand pit. Like, definitely free time. Just like the leniency of the drill instructors. They seemed very mellow in the show compared to real life.
Really? So they're even tougher than that in real life, huh?
They're worse.
No shit, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
So how do you get to know the other people in your platoon if there's never any like free time to chit chat?
So at the end of every day, we have a thing called Senior Drill Instructor Square Away Time, where realistically you're supposed to clean up your uniforms, make labels for stuff because you have to label everything. And if it's not good enough, they're just ripping your label off and throwing it on the ground and telling you to redo it. It's really supposed to be for that, but you want to feel human because you don't feel human while you're there. So
Right.
You find somebody, you talk to them, and it's really refreshing to be able to communicate.
Yeah.
Does politics ever come up?
No, not really. Everybody is kind of there. They don't, for the most part, they really don't care about politics all that much. People keep to themselves. Like, nobody really tries to push opinions on you. Like, overall, it's actually really respectful in a way. Like, even if they disagree, they just leave it at that and treat you like their life depends on it, because it kind of does.
Yeah.
So what is the collective vibe of anyone who's in the Marine Corps?
I would say collective vibe is a majority leaning right.
But what is their purpose? Why did they join the Marines?
I hear a bunch of different answers. Like, we all asked each other different things. Like, I had a kid, he came for citizenship. I had one kid, just had a rough childhood. He joined to get away from his home. One kid just did it for why not. There's a fantasy football punishment one. I was like, there's no way.
Stop it. That can't be real.
That
Dude, that's insane.
he told me that. I was like, there's no way.
That's insane. That's hilarious.
You want to suck at fantasy football, huh? Or are you joining the Marines, bro?
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
I didn't want to believe him, but all his buddies backed him up. I was like, there's no way.
Yeah. There are 2.1 million members of the military in the United States in 2025. The high point was in 1968 with 3.6 million, and the most recent high point, I guess, or actually it's not recent, but there was another high point in 1987 with 3.3 million. 17% of people in the military are women. Was anyone in Any women in your boot camp for Marines?
There were women platoons. We had to be separated during boot camp, so there's male platoons and female platoons. You never cross paths. You weren't allowed to, none of that, but there were definitely female platoons. Generally, it would be only 1 or 2 platoons per company, though.
But after you get out of basic training camp, basic training?
Boot camp, recruit training.
Okay. Yeah. Then are you working with women?
Yes.
Okay. So it's just the initial training, you guys are completely separate.
Yes. And collectively, MCT is more for non-combative jobs, and you find slightly more women there. When I was going through my infantry training selection, we had 0 females in our training company.
The main part of Boots is the fact that this dude was closeted, and so this was before Don't Ask, Don't Tell. So you weren't allowed.
No.
As a gay person in the military. That's changed now.
Yes.
You are it's totally cool if you're gay or bi to be in the military. Did you know anyone who was openly gay in the Marines?
Yeah, I knew a few guys. One thing we're really drilled upon is respecting each other, and you wouldn't think it from Marine Corps, but you drilled a lot of manners, like yes sir, no ma'am, respect each other. And one of the first things we're told when we're on the island, you will not discriminate by race, sex, sexual orientation, none of that. You're all brothers and sisters as one.
That's refreshing.
Yeah, for sure.
Except if you're transgender. That's a different ballgame.
That is a different ballgame.
Yeah.
I have never personally encountered a transgender in the military.
Because it was still okay when you were in.
It changed while I was in.
Gotcha. It says here, I looked it up earlier, it says that Trump had signed something in January of 25 banning. It says transgender individuals are banned from serving in the U.S. military under yada, yada, yada. And that was apparently there's 4,200 to 15,000 existing transgender service members in the. So you either had to leave voluntarily, or they were going to sort of find you and ask you to leave. Is that what the deal was, or you don't know? Yeah.
I wouldn't say ask you to leave. I'd say probably just kick you out. But
how did you said that changed while you were there? How did you hear about that? Like, did you guys watch the news? Was this something you guys were like talking about in the?
So when we're at the chow hall, there's always a few TVs going with the news and all that, and we'd pay attention while we could. None of us really cared that much. But
I'm sure you had other things on your mind.
Yeah.
You know, I throughout watching Boots on Netflix was the fact that the Marine sort of specialty is being a rifleman.
Yes.
I did not know that. Did you know that?
I think I did know that.
Yeah.
But I didn't know if rifleman was the term, but yeah.
Every Marine is a rifleman.
Yeah.
Like, and so you got expert.
Yes.
It's impressive.
That's pretty dope, dude. So you were one of the guys hitting the bullseye all the time? Or you know.
A majority of the time.
How rare is that? That's rare, yeah?
No, it's not, I'd say probably like 20% of your company will get expert.
Okay.
There's a lot of sharpshooters. There's actually less marksmans than sharpshooter experts. It's more rare to get marksman, which is the little pizza box saying you scored lowest of the low.
What is this is my rifle, this is my, what's that? How does
That
go?
is the Rifleman's Creed.
Yeah.
I can't say that.
You don't remember?
No, it's been quite a while.
Yeah.
I remember during range week, they were really drilling us to do it. But I was more worried about my score than actually remembering it. So
Today's episode of Off Air with Slater and Marjo is brought to you by Berkshire Adventures. Berkshire Adventure Tours, e-bike tours, picturesque picnics, private e-bike rides, Cloud9 seats, hidden gems, and scenic picnics. I did one of these the other day. Can't recommend it enough. Great local guide here in the Berkshires. So BerkshireAdventureTours.com. You can find them on social media.
At the end of Boots, the news comes on and says we're invading Kuwait.
yes.
Did you guys ever fear going off to war right away? Or did you sort of be like, all right, let's go?
So it's very different for every person. I remember after we actually became Marines and we're getting like our photos done and all that because graduation was the next week and we're picking up all of our uniforms and all that. And while we were waiting, this is where like the tension in the Middle East was happening, and our drill instructors were like, the commandant like said war is coming, and a lot of people were on edge. There were a lot of people freaking out like, nope, don't want to be here. And then there were the meatheads that were like, yeah, send me right now.
The meatheads, yeah.
Yeah.
There's always a lot of meatheads in the Boots episodes on Netflix.
Yeah.
They're funny though.
Oh, they're really funny. I'd say a good way to describe boot camp is the funniest place you can't laugh.
Yeah.
That's tough.
I'd have a problem like going to the bathroom in front of like people. Did you have an issue with that?
Yeah, it definitely took a while to get used to.
Is that like a commonality between you guys? Like it just difficult, or because some people just can just go?
Some people don't care.
Yeah.
But at first I was definitely like,
Yeah.
I really don't want to do this. Like, because it's not urinals, it's a trough.
Yeah.
There's 2 troughs and you just stand like thigh to thigh and you're,
Yeah, that sucks.
yeah, I was like,
Yeah, no, I don't think I mean, there's lots of reasons I wouldn't get through that, but that's one of them.
What about like pain tolerance? Like if you got a headache or like, you're sick.
suck it up.
Yeah? No
Yeah.
ibuprofen, no Tylenol, nothing?
So you can go to sick call, but you're going to get backlash for it from the drill instructors and all that.
You can't have like your own bottle of ibuprofen with your stuff?
You can't.
Oh, well, we'd be out right there later.
I know. Yeah, we take preventative ibuprofen.
Yeah, we're old. We're like, oh, my neck hurts a little bit. Give me 4 ibuprofen, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I think I'm going to get a headache.
Yeah.
I'm going to take 4 ibuprofen.
Totally.
Yeah. If you do get like a prescription or something, it has to stay in the drill instructor hut. And then at like during senior drill instructor square away time and stuff like that, you bang on the hatch and like you ask for your medicine, and one drill instructor will throw out a foot locker filled with the medicine and yell crackheads, and they all gotta run and get their meds.
Yeah. So you went to boot camp with a couple of guys you went to high school with.
Yes.
Were you guys all in the same?
We were supposed to be, but we had a lot of bad weather on the travels there, and I actually got there a few hours before them, so I made it into the platoon right underneath them.
How was that?
It was definitely rough for me. I was like, all right, I signed up to come with these guys, and now I'm stuck here kind of alone. I don't have them right now.
But you knew that was a possibility, yeah?
No, it was pretty
They
like...
said, listen, you can go and train with these guys? Like,
Yeah. So once like they got there and I got there, I was like, they're not here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the buddy program.
Yeah, the buddy
it was the
program.
buddy program, yeah.
Actually in the buddy program.
What's the buddy program?
It's where you enlist with a friend or two and you're guaranteed to go to boot camp together, which I went with them, just we were in different platoons.
Gotcha.
If it weren't for the weather, we would have been in the same platoon.
Gotcha.
So you endured 13 weeks of boot camp. Did you get injured in boot camp?
Yes, I tried to keep it to myself, but
Just like the guy did.
yeah,
In-
'cause-
Well,
boot-
you're
in-
being
in
told to.
boots.
He just said if you go and seek
Good.
medical treatment, you're going to get shit for it. So why would you tell anyone?
or even worse, if you're actually like injured or something, you're gonna get sent back into training like weeks prior. Like you could be 2 weeks behind, you could be 3 weeks behind, and you have to like make up those 3 weeks and stay on the island longer. Nobody wants to do that.
Right.
So you had a knee injury?
Not during boot camp. So it was during the Crucible. We were doing our pugil sticks and all that, and that's in the woods. And I felt something drop down my shirt, and I was like, "What's that?" I looked down, massive spider like that big.
Stop it.
I started freaking out, and I started punching myself in the stomach, and it bit me.
Far out, man.
Yeah, and it like left a nice bump, and started getting really lightheaded, and I was like, "Oh no!" So I went up to one of the drill instructors. I was like, "Good afternoon, sir, recruit," and he's like, "Shut up!" I was like, "Oh no, I got to make this point." I was like, "This recruit was bit by a spider," And then he actually took me serious after that because I was starting to turn purple.
Oh my gosh.
And
From the spider bite?
Oh, yeah. And so I got put on the safety vehicle, and, they're like, all right, let's go, Spider-Man. Like, we'll get you to the hospital, da-da-da-da. Take my blood, give me like 3 shots, and I'm back at the Crucible an hour later. I was like...
All right. So then when did the knee injury come in? So
that was during my infantry training.
All right. So you're in infantry training, you hurt your knee. So your knee's fine in boot camp.
Yes.
Okay. How did you hurt your knee in infantry training?
We're doing night land navigation, and we're using our dual NVGs, which are night vision goggles, and they're really cool. I thought I was in Call of Duty. I was like, oh, this is awesome. And somebody emitted some sort of light, and when a bright light goes into your night vision, it makes it all staticky. You can't see, and your depth perception is already awful in them. You can't tell what depth things are. Mm-hmm. And so that's already a struggle as is. Like, you have people tripping everywhere, and you're trying to, like, navigate with a map and a compass, and you can't see. And then somebody emits the light, and all my stuff just statics out. I can't see. And I take a fall, and my knee and my foot, I, like, couldn't feel them at all. I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Like, I couldn't walk. And so the buddy I was partnered with, he ran out into the road and flagged down a car. It was a second lieutenant, and he literally just picked me up and carried me out of the woods and got me to a safety Vic, and they took me to the hospital. And that's when I got my x-rays and MRI done. I had something wrong with my meniscus. I sprained my ankle, and then it was 2 tendons in my foot had like frayed, kind of. So I was on crutches for a while.
So now your infantry training stops.
Yes. And I was sent back, we call it MAT company, which is Marine Awaiting Training. And, well, that's the first place you go before you even start infantry training. So how it works is you graduate boot camp, you get your 10 days of leave, or you get a little longer for recruiter's assistance. I got recruiter's assistance, so I was able to stay a little bit longer. And then you fly down to North Carolina, Camp Geiger, and you go to MAT company. You're in your service uniform, you're checking in, and you pack up, you lay all your stuff out, you're there for an undetermined amount. And I didn't realize I was only there for like 2 days because it felt like a week.
So when did you start feeling depressed?
So after I injured my leg, I was sent back to MAT company, and one of the floors is called 1 Bravo. And I actually met some of my closest friends here because how awful it is.
Yeah.
And so everybody else in the other decks, they're waiting to go to training. And then 1 Bravo is mixed. There's some people getting kicked out of the military, going to the company over, which is called Lima Company. And, there's people, they're either medical, they're got into some sort of trouble, they're gonna be sent home. It's just this big mixed group of people. And there's a lot of kids fighting depression there. There's a lot of injured kids. You're kind of mixed up with a bunch of kids getting kicked out for doing like wrong stuff. And
so it's just a mosh posh of people you don't want to be around.
No,
right?
and
just sort of
the vibes are super low.
Yeah.
And the rules there are super strict. It's almost ridiculous because you're waking up at like 5:30 like everybody else, but you can't actually go anywhere. It's like probably a room as big as the studio, and you got all the racks there, you got all the people. You can't lay in your racks during the day. You can't like use electronics till after evening chow. So like from 5 a.m. to 4 p.m, you're just sitting in that room, not able to leave or do anything.
Oh my God, I would go crazy.
And I was in there for almost 3 months just doing nothing.
So you're a Ms.
I was miserable.
Beyond miserable.
This is anyone who has an injury who's waiting to heal to go back to training is in this.
So you're supposed to get sent over to Lima Company because Lima is divided into 2 sections. The right wing of the building is for the criminals, to say, who like broke the rules on base and
Yep.
are either under investigation or they're getting kicked out of the military. And the left wing is for medical. And they tell you all these awful stories about Lima Company when you get to base. They're like, don't go over to Lima. It's all criminals. You're going to get stabbed. There's a bunch of drugs over there. You're going to get like assaulted, all this awful stuff. So you really don't want to go there. And then once you're in that 1 Bravo, it's guarantee you're going to go over to Lima. So I'm already down in the dumps, and now I'm stressing about going over there too. And I'm like, man, this is awful, and I can't go anywhere. I'm starting to get real out of shape, start to get fat, like, because you would eat all your chows, and then you would go back and just sit there.
Is your knee healing at this point?
Very slowly. I was still on crutches for a long time in there.
That just seems like such a waste. Like, isn't there something productive they could have been giving you guys to do? I don't.
That's what you would think, but no, they gave us really nothing.
So at this point, you're like, man, I am 18, 19 years old. I just survived 13 weeks of boot camp with flying colors. I'm an expert rifleman, and now I'm sitting in a hospital trying to heal.
It's not even a hospital. It's just a brick building with everybody waiting there.
With a bunch of people I don't want to be around. Now you're like, what did feeling depressed feel like to you? Was it sadness or just sort of like motivation gone and like literally just darkness?
I like lost all my motivation. I was like, I just went through all that just to be stuck in this place. Like all that like endurance and stuff I built up to get ready for infantry training. I'm losing all of it. My leg's injured.
Oh my God.
Like all the people around me, we had kids like running away and going missing. And it was just awful.
So you tell someone, I'm thinking about telling someone, I want some assistance mentally. I'm looking for some counseling. And what did they say to you?
So it really depended who was on duty, because you'd either get like an actual genuine person and they would like sit you down and like try and motivate you, or they'd tell you like, you're just lying to yourself, like suck it up and deal with it.
So you were sort of implored not to say anything.
Yeah.
And did you say they're going to kick you out of the Marines if you say anything?
So it's not that if you say anything, one of the NJPs, or non-judicial punishment, which is basically military laws, is they're all higher rank than you there. They can say if you're malingering or lying and stretching the truth to it. So you have that fear if you actually open up about like how you feel or like your injury or something, they could at any point be like, you're lying, and then you're going to get kicked out the military for that. And so it's super stressful, so you kind of just bottle it in.
Did you feel kind of like betrayed by the military or like abandoned a little bit? Like not only did you physically put in all this work to get to this place, but like you've dedicated your life and your body and your mind to being a part of this brotherhood, and now they're just kind of kicking you to the curb.
Yeah, it was really disappointing. Like I went through all that, like I gave everything I could for it, and then the second I'm injured and kind of no use, then you're kind of just like brushed off to
Discarded.
the side. Yeah.
Especially when the theme and the collective vibe of boot camp is to never let a brother fail.
Right.
You know.
Right. And also just what you're describing happening in those other, like the Lima Company and the building that you were in, sounds very different than the way things are run. Like I was thinking, like how were kids able to run away? How are they able to have drugs? How are they able to have all these things when you know your boot camp seemed so regimented and like, I don't know. It just seems like two different militaries almost.
It really does. And just the demographic is, I wouldn't say demographic, but the people who kind of like flip the switch, they're like, know what? I give up on this. I went through boot camp, don't want to do it, don't have a way out. I'm just going to do something and get kicked out.
Got ya.
There's a lot of people with that mentality there.
That happened in Boots.
Yep.
Yeah, with one of the dudes, yeah. So you ignored, you just went with your gut and you said, listen, I'm depressed.
Yeah.
And then when did they tell you, okay, that's fine, but you're not going to be an active member of the U.S. Marine Corps anymore?
Yeah, so I tried to talk with one of the actual therapists there. I set up an appointment for myself, and I was already getting pushback from one of the instructors there for even setting up an appointment. I was like, I'm just trying to like help myself out here because you're not helping me.
Yeah, totally.
And you get kickback for that. And I talked to her, she really wasn't all that helpful, but, and she goes, I have a lot of people come in and say the same thing as you. I'm like, it really doesn't sound like you believe me. And I was like, oh, this really sucks because I'm actually trying to get help. And you're kind of just like discarding like what I'm telling you.
Do you think that's because, like you were saying, so many people were faking it, or do you think it was just an easy way, like, for them to kind of just like push you off out of sight, out of mind?
I'd say both, because a lot of people would catch that malingering charge and get sent home for it. So people would kind of abuse that system and like fake crises to get sent home.
Yeah.
And then for the people who actually have real problems that try and get help, they're kind of taking what you say with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
Well, you graduated from boot camp. You are a Marine. You always will be a Marine.
Yeah.
Semper Fidelis, baby. I can't say that.
You just did, though.
I know I did. Ryan, cut that out. You're 19 years old. You're full of life. What are you going to do now?
So I am a contractor now. I'm working for Rilla Contracting, and I love it. I feel like I'm actually making money opposed to the military, because you would think for such a dangerous job you'd actually get paid well. No, you don't. You make equal or less to a McDonald's worker on an annual salary.
Really?
Yes.
That's bananas. And you're getting and we can cut this out if you guys need to, but and you don't get any money from them.
No.
No VA benefits or anything like that.
I get a few benefits. I'm not too sure what it is because I have to make the call with the VA office and see what I'm actually eligible for.
Yeah.
But as of right now, I don't know if I have anything, to be honest, because all that stuff about them, like, oh, we'll pay for your college, all that. They don't tell you this before you get recruited, but you can't actually use that until you're 2 years into the military. So people who want to start classes and stuff aren't able to use their tuition assistance
unless you've been there 2 years.
Yeah.
Do you? I mean, would you do it again? Do you feel like
Absolutely.
You would? You don't feel like you got? And I don't mean this in a disrespectful way.
Bamboozled?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's exactly the term I'm thinking of. You were promised something and they didn't deliver.
Yeah. It's like a love-hate relationship. Like, it was awful, but if I could go back right now and just push through it, I absolutely would.
What a guy.
Yeah.
What a guy.
Can you do it again?
What a real American hero.
So I have to wait 6 months, if anything, before I re-enlist, because after you're sent home, there's a 6-month waiting period.
Okay.
And I'm really undecided if I'm going to or not. It's crossed my mind. But right now,
Marines?
Yeah, re-enlisting.
or even
I didn't know if he went to another branch.
Oh, I see.
I could if I wanted to, because I wouldn't have to do their boot camp. So after you complete Marine Corps boot camp, you're eligible to go through any service without doing their boot camp.
So
Well,
if you
people say the Air Force is the easiest, so no, I'm just kidding. I'm totally just kidding. Well, we had somebody who was in the Army on the show. They said that, but buddies in the Navy said that. I think I think that's
Air Force, very
or
slated.
maybe Coast Guard.
No,
I
Coast Guard's harder.
I had a couple uncles in the Coast Guard who say the same thing. But anyway,
I'm willing to say Coast Guard boot camp is harder than Marine Corps boot camp.
really interesting.
Marine Corps boot camp is always seen as the hardest, but believe it or not, it's actually Coast Guard.
Really?
Yeah.
No kidding.
We got to find somebody who's in the Coast Guard.
All right, so let's say you're bored with construction work or contracting work and you want to re-enlist in the Marines. You've done boot camp. You go right back to infantry training again?
Yes.
Sort of right where you started from.
Yep.
Now, if they asked you to leave, knowing you could re-enlist, why would they ask you to leave? Like, what's the?
I ask myself the same
Is it a
thing.
formality? Like, I don't understand.
I really think that's how it is because I even asked that question to myself, and I'm like, well, if I can just re-enlist, why are you even sending me home?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, what do you think you're gonna do?
So my plan is I'm going to stick with contracting. I really enjoy it. And then I'm going to do the fire academy.
Very
And so
nice.
I'm going to do both those jobs. And if I end up not liking it, I would re-enlist. But as of right now, I'm really enjoying it. So,
All right. Well, the good thing is time is on your side.
yes.
Yeah, definitely.
The two buddies that you went in with, are they sort of remain? They didn't get injured, so they didn't get a chance to get sat or whatever.
No.
And they're
Well, one of my buddies, like, he was the one that was pretty struggling with this, and he was going through the infantry training, and they get their phones, like, when they're not, like, training or the weekends, and they'd keep in contact with me, and I'd check in with them, and he was having a real hard time adjusting because we were on recruiter's assistance. We were home longer than you normally would be, and that really makes leaving harder. And at first I was like, all right, I'm going to be home longer. This is going to be great. Like, but looking back at it, I wish I didn't actually take recruiter's assistance, so it didn't hit me as hard.
Yeah.
Like 10 days, I think that's plenty. And one of the kids I actually recruited just graduated boot camp last week.
Oh, that's cool.
And he was texting me. He goes, should I take recruiter's assistance or not? I was like, that is your choice. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I would personally recommend you don't take it. That way you don't get, like, used to being home again. It makes leaving hard. You're that much more stressed when you
Yeah.
go through training because you're like, man, this sucks. I was just having a good time at home. But I was like, if you really do want to stay, I would recommend you do that. Like, do what's best for you.
all right. Well, Clayton Cowdrey, the few,
Thanks,
the proud,
sir.
the Marines. Yeah, you're 19. You got a badass future ahead of you, man. You know, live and learn. A little honesty. Wasn't the best policy in this case, but you know what? Everything happens for a reason, man.
Everything
Yeah.
happens for a reason.
Totally.
I'm with you. We really appreciate you sharing your story and in front of the cameras today, man. Appreciate it.